Let me begin with you, Paulette. I want to know about this story she told, right? That some guy, she didn't see him, can't describe him, just heard him say hola, and then knocked her out cold. Is she going to stick with that story after her husband is on the side of the road with detectives? Is she going to stick to that story if she goes to trial?
I think she has to stick to that story, and it appears she's sticking with it at least now. She made what she thought a compelling plea to the public, black eye and all, begging the public to help her find her child. So I think she went to great lengths orchestrating this story, and I think she has to stick with it at this point. I don't think it's going to help. What really struck me about the arrest video, can you imagine being a mother who was attacked by someone and your baby was stolen from you and there are no leads, and then they turn and say you are the one that is being charged with homicide, and you're not crying and screaming as you're being arrested because now you know that you're not going to be able to be out there searching for your child? She is stone-faced, just like the father. That to me is very, very shocking and very telling of what happened to that poor child.
Yeah, I think we're in, well, she can't stick with that story. Like, once she finds out, like, she's going to get word right inside the jail from either a family member or someone that, hey, by the way, your husband Jake was out with detectives and a search party over by the 60, right? Like, if that's where the baby is, if that's where they put the baby in that area, like, is she going to say that Ola man put the baby over there, Philip? Like, what's going on here?
Well, first of all, she's a worldly wise, battle-scarred woman. If you recall, Vinnie, when they started confronting her with inconsistencies, she lawyered up, meaning she asked for a lawyer, and they had to stop all questioning, all interrogation. She refused to speak to them. So this woman knows the drill. She's going to stick to her story. She's going to stand by it. And if the DA decides to file, she might actually be able to turn state's evidence against Jake. They are now in conflict with one another because their interests are adverse. He will have private counsel if he can afford it, or the public defender. They will declare a conflict as to her, and the indigent defense panel will pick her up and they will appoint a private attorney to represent her. She's going to stick to her story.
Well, he's got Vincent Hughes. He's got Vincent Hughes. I don't think
pre-arrest, post-arrest, you got to pony up some cash. They're not going to work for free. This is going to be a long, drawn-out trial. I don't know the man. I'm sure he's a very capable, skilled, talented lawyer. But just like most attorneys, they are motivated by money. They don't work for free.
All right, Paulette, how does this work now? Let's just say that Jake cooperates. What does Rebecca do? Because if Jake is cooperating, if he cooperates, right, Ola man has left the building.
Correct. It really depends on what he says. I mean, we saw the Stephen Stearns case play out. Mom was never charged. So is mom going to continue to say, I had no idea, I was attacked, the baby was stolen? If he's saying that he was involved in it or he killed the child, she could still stick to that story that she was attacked and completely in the dark about what happened. And I think that's what she's going to have to do. She is going to have to distance herself here as much as she can. Now, obviously, we don't know what he's going to say. Is he going to say that she was a willing participant, that she's the one that did the abuse and he just covered it up? It's really going to depend on what he says. And yeah, I agree with Philip. I think she is going to try to stick with the story, the Ola man story, because it removes her from culpability.
I think at some point,
the child.
Ola man's got to go bye-bye. But anyway, Paulette Loftin, Philip Dubé, incredible insight. Thank you both so much. Up next, the most important question: where is baby Emmanuel?